All right, so we're live. So hi everyone, hope you're all doing well and keeping safe. Welcome to the Saastronaut of the Month webinar for the month of May. Time flies so fast. I remember when I was just interviewing Kartik maybe like yesterday for last month. And as you all know, here at Saastronautics, we have the Saastronaut of the Month program so that we can showcase inspirational figures from different industries where they will be able to share their experiences and of course get to connect with people in our community. So today I'm super excited to share and introduce with you all our Saastronaut of the Month, who lives by the quote, "Why fit in when you were born to stand out?" And that is really evident with his business and the way he runs his show on YouTube. So this is Phil Wilson from Legit Marketing Reviews. So hi Phil, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me today. I'm very excited.
Thank you so much. I'm excited too. I'm excited to learn. So a lot of the questions may be coming from me. All right. So I guess let's get started. You can share your presentation with us.
Cool. So I've got a bit of a presentation here, easy to follow. So it's going to be pretty fun. So what I'm going to do is quickly share the screen and get stuck into it.
All right. Then I'll mute myself.
All right. Does this look good? Can everyone see this?
Looks good to me.
Okay, cool. So today's topic is going to be how to get more traffic from YouTube. Now, I know a lot of people are very fascinated with YouTube. It is an amazing sort of platform. A lot of the times people tend to focus on things like subscribers and views, things like that. But the main factor I really focus on is traffic. As being an affiliate marketer, it is the most important thing. So what I'm going to go through today is a few different things. It's a bit of a masterclass, a bit of a small session, but it's going to be very good. You're going to get away some simple yet effective actionables for your videos and channel to get the most possible subscribers. I know everyone loves subscribers. And I'm also going to teach you things like how to understand what people are looking for within your niche, finding the best opportunities for you to rank your videos, as well as ways of creating results-driven videos to both serve the people and serve your business. And at the end of it, we're going to craft your call to action for the best possible results. So put simply, more customers that will convert into your channel. Now, today's rules, I'm not sure how the Saastronautics people do it, but for me, be fully present and turn off all your distractions. Have an open mind, be the student, don't be the smartest person in the room, and remember to take notes. So before we get started in the actual training, I'm going to just talk a little bit about who I am. It is a pretty interesting journey I've had. I'm not the most average person out there. So my name is Phil, if you don't already know. Basically, I was a high school dropout. I never really liked school. I always got distracted, so I ended up leaving early. I became a carpenter because I was first in woodwork at school. My dad basically made me do something, so I did carpentry, and I was born in New Zealand. And about in 2015, after about 10 years working a job that I never really liked, I absolutely hated it, I decided to try to find a way where I could live my dream life, which was basically traveling around the world and having fun. Now, most people go to Google to find a solution, right? I'm sure you've done it before. What most people will do, is go into how to make money online, something like that. And there's lots of crap on there. Like, let's be honest, there's so many different things on the internet that are basically scams or don't work or just clickbait, things like that. But I ended up finding affiliate marketing, which I'm going to go into in a little bit. But for me,
sorry, just one quick thing. Is it okay if you put your slideshow on full screen?
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
All right.
I think this one, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, sweet.
Thank you so much.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, thank you.
I don't usually do these things, so but yeah, so I landed on affiliate marketing. Basically, what I found with the internet, I'll just go into affiliate marketing a little bit. Basically, a regular job. People get paid per hour. The more you work, the more you earn. But you can't work like 1,000 hours per week because you're limited by the amount of time. You get told what you need to do. You have set times and you're dictated to what you can actually do by your boss. And I landed on affiliate marketing because you never actually have to own your own product or service, and it's performance based. So you can have an uncapped amount of money you can make. It's also mainly running on autopilot, which will lead me into software, which I'll get into in a little bit, as well as complete freedom within your business. You can work wherever you want, whenever you want. Now, just to let you guys know about the basics of affiliate marketing, because I will bring showing you exactly sort of my method to it for YouTube. So basically we have here what is the visitor, someone that comes and finds your content, right? And they watch your content, click on your affiliate link, takes them to a product service. If they purchase, you get a commission. So it's a pretty straightforward sort of link, right? And that's basically what I did for, it's been about 6 years now, and I've been to over 50 countries, lived in multiple countries as well. And I've been featured in so many different leaderboards and different programs. It's been quite a ride, especially considering that I knew nothing about the internet when I first got started. I was a carpenter. I didn't even finish school. So it's a pretty cool thing. And the best part about it is it's a growing sort of business, right? It grows every single day. You meet cool people and you have so much fun during it. Now, just before I get into the YouTube part of it, I just want to say right now, I'm not your guru. So what I teach you today is results of what has actually worked for me. I'm not claiming to be the best YouTuber, nor do I want to be, which means basically some of the things that I'm going to teach you today are a little bit different to probably how a lot of other people do it, but just take what you want, leave the rest at the door. My main goal for all of this is helping you get results. So let's get into the meat and potatoes. So YouTube is king for fast search results, right? So keep in mind fast search results. So you are providing visual answers for what people are looking for, right? So it's not a blog post, it's a video. And with videos, you can actually rank within minutes, not months, right? So there's a lot of times I shoot a video, I upload it, instantly it ranks on the top of YouTube, it ranks on the top of Google. It's pretty cool. And you can potentially get traffic for years to come on Google and YouTube. Both of the platforms cater to YouTube, which means basically free traffic. And once it's actually posted, it's automated, unlike websites and stuff where you have to worry about backlinks and all that sort of carry on, right? So my affiliate strategy, it's fully automated. Basically what I do is my main goal is ranking my videos on the top of YouTube and Google. And what it's going to do is give me a continuous search traffic flow. Now, search traffic is the best traffic because you are providing answers for what people are looking for versus running paid advertising, like on Facebook, for example. You are just putting things in front of people, right? So this is very, very targeted. And what you are doing then is obviously showing them your content. If your content meets their sort of criteria of what they're looking for, they'll use your link, go to the product, potentially purchase, and you'll potentially get a commission. And I'll go deeper into this in a second for what people are actually looking for. Possibilities for YouTube. If you say had 6 videos pointing to one link, that's 6 traffic sources. If you had 6 videos pointing to 6 different links, that's 6 different potential income streams or traffic streams. And then all you really need to do is just start scaling. More videos, more traffic, more clicks to your links, more potential conversions, right? It's pretty amazing. And the point I'm trying to make is each video is a new stream of traffic. So create loads of content. It's a pretty straightforward concept, but it actually works. And I'll show you what I mean. So I decided I believe it was about April 2020, it was mid-April 2020. I decided to take YouTube seriously. I think I shot a video on this one channel maybe 5 months prior. It was horrible, absolutely horrible. I leave it there as a reference to show you how bad you can start, and it actually doesn't matter. Like, people like to see progress. But since then, I've had about 2,000 subscribers, about 75 videos, maybe 80 uploaded, which is really good. And the most important metric, which I mentioned at the beginning, is traffic. So this is actually a diagram of my tracking link. So I use a link tracking software. You can see just after October, I actually changed service and I lost a little bit of statistics there, but keep in mind it was still working. But as you see, 1st of April, it was very low. And since time has gone on, I've been consistent with posting on YouTube, and it's just started taking off. And you can see that growth. It looks amazing. And the best part about it, like I mentioned earlier, it's search traffic. You are giving people the answers they are looking for. So I'm not going like viral, millions of views or anything like that, but I'm getting targeted clicks. And if you look at these clicks, right, 393 visitors, sales ratio 22.3%. So my average is about 20%. Some programs I have 40, some 50, some 30, some 15. You know, it's averagely about 15, but this is, averagely about 20, but this is laser targeted traffic, right? So even if you only had like 100 views on a video, it's 100 people actually looking for what you are showing them, right? So it's all about putting the right information in front of the right people. So just a quick recap, just so we aren't getting too far ahead of each other right now. YouTube is an incredible source to find buyer intent traffic. If you rank on the top 5, you can get automated traffic for a very long time. More content is more traffic, and more traffic is good. That's basically the gist of it. So let's start with subscribers. I know people want to grow their YouTube channels. Apparently, it's a very important metric. So I'll teach you a few little tricks that will help you get there. And just to show you, subscribers on paper look like your biggest audience. They actually aren't. If you look at the amount of views I've got from not subscribed people, 36,000, almost 200 versus 1,900 people. And as you can see, the average view duration is about the same. So there's nothing really crazy about it. So having your videos ranked doesn't necessarily mean you'll get subscribers, but it will help you get traffic. So the first tip to getting more subscribers, I actually saw this, I can't remember the influencer's name, but he did a little video on it. Basically at the bottom right of your videos that you create, you can add what's called a channel video watermark. Now, most people will put their logo, some people will put their face. I've never actually had the desire to click on it on anyone's channel until I saw this one particular one that said free. And as soon as I hovered over free, it popped up with a subscribe button. Now, I thought that was extremely clever. And actually, after implementing this on my channel, the subscribers did increase about 20%, which is pretty ridiculous if you think about it. Something so simple, they're going to hover over it. They're like, oh, it's free. Click on subscribe. I get it. Yep, good call, sort of thing. Captures their attention. And the next one is a call to action at the final 30 seconds of the video, and always include a graphic on screen. Some people don't necessarily listen to it loud, so they might miss it. So make sure you have a graphic there as well. And always say, if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe. Now, a lot of the times people want to be told what to do. So don't be afraid to tell them to subscribe. Don't be like, if you want to subscribe, say, if you haven't yet, make sure you do subscribe. And they will. That's basically how it works. Now, I've got a little bit of a theory. I don't like telling people to subscribe at the beginning of a video because I'm traffic driven. I'd rather people click on my links rather than subscribe to my channel. So I don't want to give them too many things to do. So I always leave the subscribe call to action towards the end. So that's something cool. And the third one, I believe, is probably the most important. And this is a two-part one. So you want to create a short link for your YouTube channel subscription sort of button, right? So if you get your YouTube channel, which is like in the top red one, that is your YouTube channel. And you can get it by just going to your normal YouTube channel and finding your link in the URL bar. And what you want to do is add in !sub_confirmation equals 1. So basically it's going to look like this, right? Now, every time someone clicks on that link, it's going to instantly ask them if they are interested in subscribing, basically. So you want to have this link, and then you want to add it to a link shortening service. Now, I personally use Retarget Kit. You can also try things like Switchy, Rebrandly, and Bitly. Whichever one is yours, it doesn't necessarily matter. There's 100 of them out there. But you want to have it a shortened link, so it's short and sharp, and tell people to click on it in your descriptions, which brings us to the second part. Add it to the beginning of every video in the description, like so, and in the pinned comments. Always make sure you add it there. You'll be surprised how many people actually like this thing here. When I write on the end, every subscription counts, people like that comment, right? So majority of people will actually go ahead and subscribe. It's crazy, actually, the amount of subscribers I'm starting to get now. Like at the beginning, I was getting like 1, 2 a month if I was lucky. Now I think I've just cracked 500, which is pretty cool. So yeah, the channel's picking up really well. I'm very stoked with it. And the fourth tip is provide them the information they came to find on your video. And this is actually the most important tip. The last is like the little tricky tips, but giving people what they're actually looking for is the most important thing. So let's go deep into that. What are people looking for, right? So I don't like to guess what people are interested. I like to, actually find out what people are searching for and base my decisions of what my videos I create on by the data that it provides, right? So the fastest way to grow a channel is by finding keywords with search volume, keywords with low competition, and find related keywords to include with your main keyword. So it's all about keywords basically. And if you can master this, then you're going to absolutely crush it. And just keep in mind, these are going to be low amounts of search volume to start with, but the more videos you create, the more you're going to rank on top, and the more it's sort of going to escalate from there. It's going to snowball essentially, right? So the tool I use to find the best keywords, I've tried numerous amounts of them. The best and probably cheapest is VidIQ Pro. It's $10 a month. You can use it for free. But basically what you want to do, type in your related topic. It could be anything to do with a company. It could be anything to do with a particular type of outcome. It could be like, how to lose weight. It could be, how to build a house, whatever it might be. Type it in the bar, see what comes up. And what you want to do is find the magic number. Now, if you look on the competition column, you'll see there is 1.7, right? And basically anything under 8 is reasonably easy to rank for. Anything over 8, you're sort of stretching it a little bit. There's a few people that you're going to have to compete with. And if your channel's new, it's going to be hard. But if you can find something like 1.7, you have got the most amazing chance at ranking, right? Now, this is also a buyer-driven keyword there. Speech Yellow coupon. If you had a coupon for it, you start ranking for it. People are going to use it. It's amazing. It all just sort of escalates. Now, that is based on the company, this keyword. If you don't want to use a company, or if you have your own company and you're trying to figure out some sort of ways that you can, create videos based on keywords, then try to use things like questions, right? Best keyword, ? And then people like comparisons, question mark versus question mark, or how do I, X, Y, Z, whatever it might be. People are always looking for this type of thing. So I found a keyword which was very similar to what the software actually does, text-to-speech software. Basically, I found a bunch of keywords that you can actually use. And if you struggle as well, you can always do tutorials. They don't convert as well, but they're still really good, right? So how to use X or XXX tutorial, whatever it might be. Those are sort of the results-driven ones that I've found to be the best. And the best sort of idea, or the best sort of how can I explain it? The best sort of strategy that I've found is actually putting myself in the shoes of the viewer. Now, as much as like social media is about you and it's everything about what you do, it's like creating content for YouTube. If it's going to be buyer intended, it's usually not to do anything about you at all, right? You are just there to provide information to the viewer. So think about for a second, if you were the viewer and you went to go search up a certain topic and you found a video, what would you actually want to see on there? What are you trying to get out of this video? Brainstorm what you think people will be interested in. Sometimes you might have to Google search. Sometimes you might have to go back to the keywords, see what related keywords you can actually find. But start brainstorming, write down a few topics. That's basically one of the magic tricks that I've been using, because Google will index all of these keywords as well. I like to call them secondary keywords. It's all going to help boost up the primary one. And the good thing about it too is the most important metric in YouTube is actually viewer retention. So if they watch a lot of your video versus only watching 10 seconds of someone else's, it's like you're definitely going to be at the top. And if you do satisfy their needs, they're most likely going to use your link. They're going to subscribe to you. They're going to leave you comments, and they're going to sometimes like. There's a million things that they're going to do if they like you. If they don't, they're just going to leave very quickly. And what's going to happen is the snowball effect. Basically, what's going to happen is if you can create short and sharp videos that are straight to the point, give the viewer exactly the information they came for, there's a good chance they'll watch a lot of it. And YouTube loves, once again, the viewer retention. The longer they watch, the better you'll rank. Now, you can't always be perfect. I know I tried to be at the beginning, and that's actually what held me back. I wanted to create a YouTube channel about 4 years ago, but I'm too scared that my videos weren't good enough. But just remember, you don't have to be a pro. I'm not a pro. Like, majority of my videos retention is only like 20 to 40%. So if I had a 10-minute video, they're only watching up to 4 minutes. But the good part about it is if you use the keyword research strategy I showed you before, there's barely anyone actually creating videos on these topics. So there's a really good chance that you're going to rank. And if your videos answer all the questions that we sort of talked about earlier, it's like you're going to get the best viewer retention. It's basically it. But once again, it's just like everything. The better the more you do, the better you get, and you just got to keep creating. So some extra sort of bonus things that I like to do in YouTube, right? YouTube is a very cool platform, but it loves to be shared. So what I like to do is once I've actually shot a video, that's sort of my YouTube part of it done, right? So what I like to do is go to places like Facebook groups, Facebook pages, well, my personal Facebook page, go things like Quora, Pinterest, and maybe your email list. And what I like to do is like spread it as far and wide as I can, right? Who would be interested in seeing this video? What sort of problems or what sort of questions would people be stoked that would be answered, right? So like based on my video. Share it as many places as you can, because what it's doing is creating what's called a social signal. Social signals basically say that your video is being shared across different areas, which means it's good, right? The more you do, the better it is. Obviously, don't go buy like 10 million of them or something. It doesn't work like that. It likes organic, natural sharing. Facebook groups are really good, especially for particular topics. So yeah, I highly recommend that. And always try to send out to your email list. It's a very important thing. And one thing people don't really do these days is actually create playlists, right? So if you create or shoot a video related to another video you've got, go back in that video, add the link to this YouTube video, right? It's as simple as that, creating that connection. You can also create playlists where you can put videos under a certain topic. So I'm starting to do things like video marketing for business is one of my playlists keywords, because that's actually a really good keyword with low competition. So if a playlist pops up with a lot of my videos that are to do with video marketing, you know, the viewer is going to be very happy that they've stumbled across it, if that makes sense. So interconnecting videos is very important. Linking between videos is also very important. It keeps things going. Once again, the end cards as well as the little tag things up the top, all important stuff. And I personally like to do it as I'm doing review videos of other people's products. I like to share my videos with them. And it's about a 50 to 60% chance every time I share a video that I've created of a product, I send it to the founder, he actually emails it to his entire list, right? So I'm like, hey, I'm dropping this video in an hour. Appreciate it if you shared it. He's going to go ahead and share it in an hour to his entire audience, and I'm going to get all these views quite quickly, right? And it works so many times, and I even get embedded on people's front pages of their websites, as you can see, like for this Integrately review, and then people subscribe to me from there as well. So putting your content out there is very important. Unfortunately, it's not posting on YouTube, forgetting about it. There's a lot of the back end that needs to happen, but it definitely works. And that's basically it. You know literally more than I did just a few months ago about YouTube and driving traffic. It's as simple as these sort of principles that I've gone through today. Use it, don't overthink it. Create content, and get more results. That's basically the easiest formula to sort of recommend. Find good keywords, create content, answer questions, and that's basically it. And just another little bonus tip, I know the Saastronautics people were pretty interested in what I actually look for in either a SaaS company or a video or things like that. So my normal checklist before shooting a video or even deciding to shoot a video is going through sort of the company's sort of what I call the checklist, right? So this is going to tell me if it's worth shooting a video or not, or if there's people interested in particular topics. So first of all, is there branded search volume, right? Is the company new or is it old? You know, have they done advertising before? It all depends based on search volume. If it's got extremely high competition, there's no point really doing it. There's like a million other videos out there, so I'm not going to bother doing it. I'd rather get the low search volume and get the good quality traffic. Next, is there related keyword search volume? So if you remember when I went back, it's like, you know, the reviews, the tutorial words, comparison videos, things like that. Are people looking for that? Is there any competition for it? That's where I sort of find the opportunities. If there's just one keyword there that is in low competition with at least 1,000 search volume, that's a golden ticket right there, right? I can go in there, create a video, get ranked pretty quickly, and then stuff out there, claims to do stuff. I always test software before I review it. If it doesn't work, if there's bad feedback, if there's bad reviews, then just stay clear, basically. What a user wants, just like anything, and the most valuable thing for people is time. So it's like, if like today I reviewed a push notification service, and I got it set up in 2 minutes and it was working. 2 minutes, right? So perfect example of a good product, works quickly and it solves the problem quickly. And is it a common problem? Are people having this problem constantly? Is it like a one-off problem that people aren't looking for? I know there's a lot of crazy software out there that people don't really need. So that's another question I ask myself. Now, a big one that a lot of people are sort of going towards these days is having Facebook communities. Facebook communities are so important for SaaS companies, literally because I know help desks are there, but it feels very robotic versus a Facebook group, which feels like you're in a room with the people sort of thing. Highly recommend using a Facebook community. I know it takes effort and time, but it's going to be one of the fastest ways to grow because people are going to be stoked if you're there. They can ask you questions. I'm in so many different Facebook groups now. It blows my mind a little bit, but it's good to see the founders jump in there and answer questions, which is good. And how fast is support to answer any of the questions? That's why the Facebook group, once again, is really good. How fast is the platform to load? I've had this issue a few times. I've passed on software reviews because of this reason. It needs to be quick. Google is changing all of its algorithms and things this year. So if your website is slow, then basically you're going to fall off the edge of the planet in terms of search volume and search traffic. So keep that in mind. And is it easy to use? Basically goes back to, does it solve the problem quick? It needs to be easy to install, easy to use. And basically, does it excite me? So I love software. I'm a junkie to software. I've been using software so much. I love to learn about software. And when I find something that's got a new angle or it's been recreated and made even better, I absolutely love technology sort of evolution. But if it's just like a boring product that's been done before, you know, doesn't really excite me. So yeah, that's basically the presentation. So hopefully that's taught you guys a few things. I know we've gone pretty quickly through things. I talk pretty quickly, but that's literally the gist of it.
That was really good. I actually learned a lot, especially with the video retention thing, because I do see that a lot. My attention span is like a goldfish. So basically, when a video says more than 10 minutes, I just say, can I just go through the comments and just look for the timestamps? That's what I see. This is a lot of YouTubers put timestamps because they know not everyone's going to go through the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a very confusing thing, timestamps, because you want to get the best viewer retention for your video. But if you put in timestamps, it's like they can usually click, if it ranks on the top of Google, they can click to certain timestamps, or they're going to skip it. So you think your videos suck, but they're actually just getting the information they want. So it's a weird one, but viewer retention is extremely important.
It really is. So we actually have a few questions for you.
Nice.
So first one is from Swaya. What should be the minimum video duration on YouTube?
So that's actually a really good question. I've been testing out loads of different strategies. So I don't just have one YouTube channel. I've actually got like 20, but I don't post like every day on 20. I just post every day on one. But basically what I do is I go deep into a niche, and majority of the time I don't have like good quality videos or anything. I'm just talking like a screencast, and those videos are about 5 minutes long, and they still rank at the top. So I don't think I don't think there is a minimum. I wouldn't go less than 5 minutes though. Somewhere between 5 and 15 is sort of the sweet spot. 5 minimum, 10's perfect. 15 is like bordering too long. So hopefully that makes sense.
So it really depends, right? Because I know that there are some people that are willing to watch like 20 to 30-minute videos as long as it's something that really interests them. So I think it's something that you really have to explore and experiment on.
I guess it depends how fast you're providing the result as well, right? If it's like how do I change like a border on Photoshop or something? It takes 20 seconds, and I guess on top of that as well, if you want to monetize your channel, then you want to have 10 minutes minimum, because you can actually add in more ad breaks, and it's a really interesting concept. So if you just use the normal monetization, it's going to start at the beginning. I believe like the first 5 seconds or whatever it is, you can skip it then. But if you go over 10 minutes, you can actually break it up into multiple channels. So I've saw that. I'm not really interested in monetization, but I saw one guy mention that he 5 times his ad revenue because he put in 5 ads and it needed to be 10 minutes minimum. So if you want to get ad revenue from it, make sure it's like 10 minutes 30 or something.
Oh, that's really interesting. That's why there were some videos that I watched before, and before they get to the most important part, they would show an ad.
Yeah,
for sure. Is this something?
Yeah.
This is really random, or they really do everything is done precisely.
Yeah, I'll be looking at that one day, but it's just too many things to do.
All right. So the next question, how long does it take to rank YouTube videos?
So that is a sort of a very deep question, because it all depends on a lot of things. Now, if you have been consistent with posting, it's going to basically work off your previous videos. So if you've got like quite a good user retention, then they're going to sort of put you in a box. And then once you actually post the video, it's going to base your rank based on your average user retention. So the more people watch your video, the higher you're going to go on the top of the search engine. But it can take literally like, as soon as you post it, 5 seconds. Like I post a video sometimes, I check the ranks, I'm on the top, but it's always variable. I find about 2 weeks is about the settling time for Google, for YouTube to see how your video actually performs before it decides your sort of sitting rank. It's a really complex question, but what you want to do is basically post your YouTube video, share it as many places as you can. Like if you've got friends with YouTube channels, if you're in little like groups or something, get them to, you know, help with engagement, you know, comment if they want, like if they want, watch the video if they want. That actually all helps. But video retention is the most important. And if you've got a good history on your YouTube channel, then you're going to potentially rank quite quickly.
Yeah, that's really interesting because I would go through even Instagram now. What they do is you can actually see if you post an IGTV video, it actually shows the retention. So let's say your video is a minute long, it only says until where people watch it. I mean, it's a bit discouraging sometimes because you'll see until where they watch. But I understand.
Yeah, right? It's very discouraging, the statistics sometimes.
But the thing you said, never stop creating, just keep pushing out there.
Can only get better.
Yeah. It's funny because it's called YouTube, but it's not about you, it's about them. So it should really be them tube.
Them tube. It's a very good point.
All right, so we've got we've got a lot of questions coming up. Okay, Sid mentioned if we can get a copy of the presentation. Yes, we will have that for you because the presentation was also very important for this. Okay, another question we have, this is pretty long. So the process for search volume and things is just the same as when we write a blog post, right? Or do you have a specific tip for this?
So good question. It is actually a really good question. So Google Keyword Planner, for example, is specifically to Google, right? So I found VidIQ is probably the most accurate to YouTube, if that makes sense. It does mean the same exact thing, basically, but I found the metrics apply a little bit differently in terms of like blog posts versus YouTube. The good thing about YouTube as well is you can, it doesn't really matter how many times you use a keyword. I know blog posts, for example, you can't overuse certain things. You have to use variables, right? You should basically do the same sort of thing with blog posts inside of YouTube, but just use VidIQ, or another one is Vidly. Both very good tools to actually find the good search volume. I've heard of people using TubeBuddy. I haven't had a good experience. Most people I know go back to VidIQ because it's probably the most relevant, if that makes sense.
I think TubeBuddy had more, I think it was more costly from last time I checked. I think,
Yeah, they've got good things, TubeBuddy, for like specific things, like better probably tabs on the side for the Chrome extension, but I find VidIQ sort of satisfies all the needs, especially for keywords.
All right, thank you for answering that. There we've got another, it's a lot of questions popping up. Hope the baby's okay. All right, so do you think the regional language can attract more audience and attention? Example, I want to catch Indian people, so I'm curious if the Hindi language can give me more benefits.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So I'll give you a little bonus tip here while I'm here. So when you actually go to publish a video, always put it as enlisted first. And what you want to do is go into YouTube Studio, go down to subtitles, and with VidIQ extension, you can actually translate all the titles and descriptions in your videos. And I always put in, because there's so many Indian developers, right? So I always do Hindi, and then I always do all the other languages that are highest in my thing. But it's really important. As for the regional language, I haven't found it to be any better or worse. I don't get served with anything from New Zealand at all, and my language is New Zealand, so I don't know if that matters. But definitely the subtitles for the description is a big factor. It definitely does help. I highly recommend you do that. I know there is also software out there to translate your captions. I do recommend you do that. I haven't been doing it because I got too much on my plate right now, but I believe that will also help because everything gets indexed into, basically a blog post. So YouTube sees it as a blog post if people are looking in Hindi. So I hope that helps.
And it's also good because I've been seeing lately that a lot of people, especially for the deaf community, a lot of them appreciate the captions, especially when they want to learn more about softwares. So
yeah. And I don't know if you've posted a video recently, but just before you actually publish it, like before the last screen, you have the end cards, things like that. And I've actually added a new tab inside of it for subtitles. So my guess is, if I was to predict actually using it, is if you use subtitles, you're going to get more interaction or more sort of ranked higher. It's just like Instagram. If you use all of the tools in Instagram, you're going to rank, you're going to get views. Same thing for YouTube. I want you to use the tools so they're going to put you higher if you actually use it. So if you have time to you know, do all the subtitles and captions for sure. Absolutely.
All right, we got more questions coming up. All right, so here from Sid, how to get initial boost to the new uploaded videos on the channel if the channel is new or has low subscriber base?
It's an interesting one. If you really wanted to try some sort of boost, like honestly, you don't need any. You don't need any boost at all. I created a brand new channel. I posted 7 videos on it. They were all just super keyword focused. And I forgot about the channel, went back in a month, and the videos were getting like, I don't know, 800 views each on like a 10 subscriber channel or a 5 subscriber channel. Like the views are there. But if I was to try something, it would probably be to join some of those Facebook groups. I know it's not the best, but you want people to start viewing it, start engaging with it, you know, likes, comments, things like that. And you want to start conversations. It's a little bit tough, but if you do it properly, it shouldn't matter. Basically what will happen is Google will give you a few people to look at the video. And if those people give it the viewer retention, then it's going to start giving you more. That's basically how it works. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt.
But I guess it's worth it. It really is. I think it really is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of research and, you know, doing all of this. So the next question is, when can we monetize on YouTube?
So that's a pretty easy answer. So they've just increased their limits like a year or 2 ago. I believe it's 1,000 subscribers, 10,000 hours, or is it 1,000 hours, 10,000 hours, I believe, watch time. So it takes a little while. But those are the only 2 sort of criteria. And I know a lot of people do the sneaky way and they get away with it, but it just takes time, like just more content. Like I only got monetized 3 months ago, but since then I got like another 1,000 subscribers and like so much more. So it's like, don't worry about monetizing as the prime sort of indicator. I guess just focus on the content and then it'll just take off. Honestly, like 3 years from now, my channel will be going bananas, just because I've been focused on creating content, and it's just like rocket.
Yeah, that's true. Especially if you follow like certain YouTubers and you can really see their growth throughout the years. It's, as you know, as a viewer, you feel kind of connected with them. Like you've seen their growth throughout it all. It's really nice. It really is. All right. So next question. Why does a certain video get thousands of views in 2 to 3 weeks, actually stop receiving more views after a certain time?
It's a few sort of reasons why. For example, if I posted a video and it went really well, and then all of a sudden it falled off the search engine, either other people's videos are probably better, or maybe you've had some, I don't know, some bad feedback, or maybe other people are starting conversations. It's all based on users sort of engaging with videos, right? Longer the user attention, longer the engagement is going to keep it there, because obviously more people are engaging with the video. So I've had videos that were ranking #1 and now they're not even ranking like number 30, and they're really good videos. I honestly don't know why. I believe maybe like things that come into factor would be like bigger subscriber amounts or something like that. I'm not sure. Another reason could be, other people are sort of growth hacking, doing that whole sharing with other people's audiences type thing. I know a lot of people shout out other people's channels on Instagram as well to try to get more views, to help, you know, growth hack it up, things like that. It could be so many different factors and you can't really break it down. But yeah, it's tough. Sometimes, you know, other people with better audiences and longer retention will just go for the same keywords.
That's true. But you know, what you said earlier, I think when I was reading as well your blog post about, you know, if you were wondering if people would ever listen to you, and that's a really big factor into creating. If you think, you know, people will start listening to you, because like most of the time we think, maybe our opinions won't really matter, but it's just really you, really.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, actually, because I always, like, before I started any of this, right, before I started any online marketing, I'm a carpenter. Why would anyone want to listen to me? But I just, like, for like a month, I focused on learning about the marketing and everything. And then I was talking to a person. They're like, "Can you just help me?" And I'm like, "But I'm not good." They're like, "I'll pay you." And I'm like, "But I'm not like a guru or anything." They're like, "But you're exactly where I want to be, like 2 steps ahead." So like, they don't want to listen to the, you know, people with 1 million subscribers. They want to work or listen to people that have just learned something that they want to learn, right? So it's still fresh. They still are in the same sort of boat. It's like you're going on a journey together, sort of thing. So that's pretty important.
Yeah, and I really appreciate what you mentioned earlier in the slides, where you said it's not really the amount of subscribers you have. You know, it's trying to build a community with these people that are
Mm,
avid people, avid fans of your content, and making them feel valued enough to make
yeah,
videos for them. And it really helps. It really does. All right.
yeah.
So we've got more questions coming in. Sorry. All right. All right. So how much does it cost you a month to do YouTube, bro? When you start first time,
How much
bro.
how much cost you a month to do YouTube, bro, when you first start? So does that mean like how much do I
I
pay
guess
or?
oh sorry, I guess like maybe your setup and like how much did you kind of invest in creating your
Ah,
YouTube for the first time?
gotcha. So I actually did like the whole Instagram thing for like the last 3-4 years. I was an influencer, went around the world. So I had some pretty good camera gear already. But
Oh
I've got a
wow.
light here that was like $50, I think, on Facebook Marketplace. These these pallets behind me, these were like $10 each. I think there's 6 there, so
Oh
it's like $60. I
nice.
just washed them, pulled them apart, built a wall. Looks pretty cool. Um, and yeah, I just had my camera. So I mean, and I think I pay $10 a year or $12 a year for a software called Screencast-O-Matic, and basically that records your screen. It's really cool because you can put the box on the bottom right. You could, there's free ones as well. I just like this one. It's really light. But yeah, so not much at all. Like, and when I create these other channels as well, I'm just using that one software and the webcam. There's nothing else. It's just
Yeah.
headphones. Oh, and I did buy a mic. Mic was like $200, I think. Yeah, bought in America.
Yeah. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
easy.
I guess like, for some people they even just start with just like their cell phone and then they go, they just go at it. Like they just keep adding once they get the funds. But I
Yeah,
love
that's
your
it.
setup. I really love it. It's nice. I mean, my curtain is just here because the pollution from outside. I don't want it inside.
Good old Manila.
I love it.
Mm.
All right. So another question. Have you ever tried giveaways on your YouTube channel like a lot of YouTubers do? And do you think it's actually beneficial for channel growth?
I do believe it is beneficial. Honestly, right now the logistics are probably a bit too much for me. I'm backed up like with potential videos I've got to create. I'm working with a few different brands right now, but I reckon it is for sure if you've got like good giveaways to do it and you have already some sort of viral strategy. I know June basically just shot a video about viral giveaways. So I mean, if you guys want to go check out June's plug right there, but
With
I
a
haven't
shout
personally
out for June.
I personally haven't done one, so I can't give you any answer, but I have followed people and I have followed their giveaways because I wanted to get what they were offering. So if the giveaway is good enough, for sure, like I think it's probably a really good idea.
He is. All right. So we've got another question. Is 2 videos per week sufficient or should we add more number of videos?
I mean, there's no sweet spot. I always recommend to try to be consistent. If you can do 2 a week, be consistent with 2 a week. If you can only do one, do one. If you can only do one a fortnight, do one a fortnight. But just try to be consistent. It does help. Like at the moment, I'm actually moving from this house. I'm gonna have to lose the studio, so I'm trying to shoot at least one a
Oh,
day for like the next
solid.
for the yeah for like the next month. So I'm gonna be creating content like a madman. But yeah, it's just about being consistent, right? So if you back up, say if you've got 4 videos you're ready to post, just post them out like one a day or one every second day to try to like spread it out. And Google loves that, absolutely loves it. So yeah, try to do that.
I've
But
got a
2 is more than
question
enough.
about maintaining consistency. How are you able to, do you plan out the videos you have in a month, or do you already have like do you have already like a checklist of what you want to upload in the week or in the month? Or is it just like as you go?
So I try to create as many lists as I can. I'm a list guy, so I've got lists coming out my ears. I got like whiteboards here. I've got like 5 different list
Ah,
softwares. I'm a list guy. But basically, what I will do is think of topics that I want to talk about. So this is like my review channel. I'm like, it's pretty straightforward reviews, right? But for like another channel that I'm about to start creating, it's a bit harder. It's more like how-to videos. So what I will do is I will go into VidIQ once again. And I would just start brainstorming, right? Type in a topic. Is there room for me to rank quickly? Like it doesn't have to have much search volume. I just want to be on the top, like 1,000 views a month. If you got like say 50%, it's 500 views a month. Really good. Anyway, I would just go on there. If it's not there, I'll try to find workaround ones. What else are people looking for? What opportunities are out there? And the good thing is the more you're ranking, Google's going to notice that. So if you had 20 videos ranking number 1, and it's low search volume, it's like if you're providing the value, you've got the search retention, it's going to give you more chance to rank the harder videos, if that makes sense, because you've done all the sort of little ones. So it's going to be like, hey, this guy makes good videos, let's give him a chance. It's just like Instagram in a sense as well. Like, let's give him a chance with more search volume. And then they're going to give it, if you can provide, then you're going to start ranking for higher competition sort of numbers. But yeah, it's all, I do probably like every week, maybe 20 to 30 minutes of keyword research, and I just create like lists and lists of potential videos that I could create. And then when I'm in creation mode, I'll just go through like, do I feel confident talking about this particular topic? Yep, let's go create one. And then I'll just start crossing through them and then revise it the week later sort of thing. So I've always got like a running list.
All right. And when you edit, when you do all the editing yourself as well, like after filming, you do the editing.
Yeah, I am now. I had an editor, but he was not consistent enough. But yes, editing. Yep.
All right. So we've got another question. Maybe, I'm not sure if this is possible, but can you please give us a quick video tour of your setup, including lights?
I could try. I'm like plugged into a million things, but
if we disconnect, we're gonna blame Sid.
Yeah. So here's a big light there.
Oh.
There's my wall. I've actually got a green screen if I want to do something there. And if we turn around, you probably can't see it. There's the camera. You probably can't see it, it's a bit dark, but yeah, that's it. So I've got like two sort of setups here. One for, yeah, it's like a little L desk, and one side's got like a stand-up table with the green screen behind and another one of these lights, and then this one's for like this way. It's pretty cool. I got two laptops. They're exactly the same, so I just like edit one, get that one, like actually editing it, and then shoot another one, edit it there, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's pretty simple.
It is, but I guess like some people don't have like the whole room to themselves.
Yeah, true.
I'll just have a corner.
Corner's better than nothing.
That's true. All right. So there's another question. I think this is coming from, oh, it's June. All right. So how effective are tags really?
I like to look at them as like a visual metric that you can check on. But honestly, I don't think they make any difference. Like, I see people ranking for videos #1, they've got no tags. So I think it's more of just like a personal sort of reference. But in saying that, I highly recommend using them. It sort of gives you an idea of how things are working. So definitely use them. There's no set amount to really go for, obviously less than 500 characters, but try to do all the relevant ones. If you can, go back to, once again, the keyword research, find the low competition keywords, put all of them in there. That's basically my strategy.
All right. Thank you for answering that. Our next question, I think, just to recap, you also mentioned VidIQ. Why did you pick VidIQ over TubeBuddy and other alternatives?
Basically, VidIQ is just the easiest to use and the most accurate, I believe, for keywords. I only really use it for keywords, nothing really else apart from translate, the subtitles like I mentioned earlier. But I just found it to be more accurate than TubeBuddy. I know lots of people hype TubeBuddy because if you refer a certain amount, you get a lifetime license or some crap. So everyone refers TubeBuddy, but I believe VidIQ is probably better. And they've got the Academy as well, which is quite good. And there's, if you really want to go deep, there's also Vidly, which is like long tail keywords. It's okay, but honestly, VidIQ is more than enough to get you going.
All right, so actually we just wanted to highlight another question from earlier. Sorry, there were a lot of questions. I didn't see them right away. June, oh, this is from Parker. June, we can invite Phil on our next webinar.
Good times.
Right. Okay, and then another question I have actually, since you do review a lot of softwares, and you do it in a non-biased way, you know, it's just straight out, no sugarcoating. Have there been times where certain maybe people like founders or people from that team that created like the software or community, have they ever given you hate or come at you for speaking truthfully about certain software, about their software?
There's only really been one software that I've negatively talked about. Like the thing with software is there's so much different software out there, right? Like I believe there's like at least 30 new companies a day. It's ridiculous. Like Muncheye.com shows you some of them. There's so many. So I've been a bit naughty and just picking the ones that excite me. So majority of the time it's going to be a good review. But there is one time where I found really good keyword research for like, I probably shouldn't say the name, so I'm not going to, but I tried to like the tool. I tried for like 3 hours on this tool to try to get something done. Couldn't get it done. It was slow. It was jaggy. And I'm just like, screw it. I'm going to do a review. And then sure enough, the founder and all his like paparazzi friends are like bad comments. Hey, it was all good. It's still ranking #1. Like I said, the video's crap.
Yeah,
and
they gave you, they gave you more,
boosting it up. Like, fair
more
enough. But,
traffic.
yeah. The funny thing is too, he's this one particular guy, he's created like 5 or 6 different software, and 3 of them are really good, and I've done them on the other 3, like amazing software, but this one just sucked. So yeah, it's like a bit of a love-hate. Like I'm just trying to be straight. I know there is bad software out there, and I don't want to try to promote bad software, so I want to sort of speak it. But in saying that, if I do collaborate with people, like for example, if they give me free access, I tell them, I'm like, hey, look, thanks for the free access, but I'm not going to be taking any scripts. I'm not going to be taking anything from you. Like I'm just going to say an honest review. And if you don't like it, take the access back, but it's either that or I just buy a subscription. If I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't, I'll just get rid of it, sort of thing. So I try not to, I don't take any money up front either for any videos or anything. Like people have been trying to offer me money, but I'm like, nah, like, that's a stupid idea. Like I want to rather be straight up with people. So yeah, that's basically how it works.
So the money kind of acts as a form of bargain for you to talk positively about their.
Yeah. So if someone offered me $1,000, like I know a lot of companies, I can't probably name them, but a lot of companies are like, hey, can you do like a video on this topic, like the best something ever? I'm like, what if I don't think it's the best? They're like, well, this is the keyword that you want. Like, we'll pay you this. I'm like, I'm not interested. Like,
wow.
Right. Yeah, like I don't like I get affiliate commissions anyway. I don't need that money, It's just like
you don't need it.
I need it, Yeah. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, now I see that that's why it's a lot of on YouTube. There's a lot of people who do like the best reviews, but when you actually try the products or like the services, they turn out the opposite. And I've fallen prey to a lot of that because there were some YouTubers that I subscribed to, and I thought they would be transparent, but it turns out that the pay was just really high, that it kind of outshined them giving an honest review that could actually benefit the people that are giving them the their channel to grow.
Yeah, exactly. And the one thing that always catches me out too is like these product launches, especially on like Muncheye, or a lot of reviewers these days do it, where they give you these crazy bonuses. You get so much things in this bonus, and they say how amazing it is. So everyone's saying how good it is because there's like a competition for like most sales in a certain amount of time. So then like everyone's saying how amazing it is, and you get it, and you're like, this is like terrible software. Like, why would but the bonus, yes, it's a crazy word out there. It's a crazy word.
It really is. The whole social media, YouTube, everything, all of those platforms, it's way more complex than they look, behind like all the pretty icons that they have and the colorful little buttons they have. I guess one question as well was how were you able to like establish your branding, or how did you really set on just doing this?
Oh, it's a tough one. So I actually started like a marketing company with a friend in Australia like 3 years ago. And I'd always been toying at the idea of doing YouTube because I've seen so many people doing this strategy for years, but I've always wanted to try it. Anyway, so I was with this marketing company and ended up falling through. It was a very successful company, but I ended up leaving, and I'm like, screw it. You know what? I'm going to just spend some time on YouTube. And I didn't do it for like 5-6 months. I was just like traveling around, spending all my money. And then I was like, okay, I really need to make some money now. So I just started focusing like hardcore on YouTube. I'm like, there's no going back. Like, I got to make it work. So I was like, no plan B. I just went as like hard and fast as I could. So yeah, it's always so rocky at the beginning. There's so much doubt in the first like 2-3 months, but it worked out.
But you went with it. You stuck out with it.
That's it. Those that stick get the reward.
All right. Thank you so much for that. So Phil, I guess we're going to be nearing the end of the webinar. So before anything else, maybe what is your #1 tip or advice to give to those people who want to start their YouTube journey?
Basically just get started. If I was to recommend one thing for users of like creating the sort of videos that I create, just answering what people are looking for, get good audio, get a good mic. Like nothing worse than really bad audio. Honestly, I always follow people with good audio. if someone's got bad audio, I will leave. Good audio is 100% the most important thing to start with. Get a good mic, like invest in one. You're going to use it so much. Yeah, that's probably the first thing. And just create content. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now I'm kind of self-conscious about my AirPods. I'm not sure if my microphone is good. Okay, maybe that's why. Now I'm a bit conscious. All right. So I guess, is there anything else they can look forward to, or maybe any events you have upcoming that you can invite them to?
So I haven't actually got anything super laser focused right now. I am thinking about creating maybe a course about what I do, because I know like so many people are interested in it. So over the next sort of month or two, I'll probably be releasing that. I don't know if you guys are interested, but you can always jump on the pre-launch list. If you want to get to that, it's really simple. Just go to I don't even know where I'm going to say it, but it's like my short link, follw.me/pre-launch. So I don't know, but there's just like the pre-launch list. I'm just going to give you updates, but basically what it's going to be is my entire business, but the back end. Like I'm going to show you everything I've done, like start to finish, how to create videos, look for keywords, and then get profitable from it as fast as possible.
Ooh, that's really interesting. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people would be super interested in that. So before we officially end this webinar, for the people that are participating in the giveaway, and for sticking out till the end, and learning a lot about YouTube, and everything else that Phil has done with this journey, this is the secret giveaway code that our giveaway has been extended. So for those who want to participate or who are participating, this is the that is the code that I'll only be setting. I'm using this little pointer over here. Thank you, Phil, for helping me. All right, so that's over here. There. Okay, that's the code. So make sure to put that in, because I will only be on for a short time. So for the people who are watching, lucky you that you are watching this. So yeah, I'm gonna close it now. And of course, I just want to congratulate Phil once again for being the Saastronaut of the month. I really did enjoy this webinar and learning so much more about YouTube and like the crazy world that it really is. But it is a wonderful creative world. So thank you so much, Phil. And if you guys have any questions for him, make sure to hit him up in the community or just directly comment on his YouTube videos then. So yeah, a little shout out for Phil again. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Phil. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank you.